So this is Alfie, the gorgeous Alfie. He's a big, big boy. He's a ragdoll. And he's a grumpy boy this morning, aren't you? So I've just started, Mum's dropped him off, and I've just started the groom, literally, because his coat is very, very dry. He's very dandruffy. His back end absolutely hums like you wouldn't believe it, because he's got nice big clumps of nasties stuck behind there and all that long hair in his trousers. So yeah, he smells not the best, which will be really upsetting him. You know, all pussycats do like to keep clean. He's arthritic now on his back legs, so obviously he's struggling to get behind and clean there himself. So he does need the help of his mum. So I've just been going through a grooming regime that isn't required for him, because we were struggling to even get the comb through the front of him, because he's just so dry and such a thick coat. So I've just been recommending the combs to use on him, which is the molting comb, or we have the coarse comb, which isn't as narrow with the teeth. I haven't got that one out at the moment to show you, but on such a thick-haired cat, I'm going to swap over to the slightly other one. I'll just get it for you now, the coarse comb, because I don't want to go in too harsh with the molting comb. So there's the coarse comb. So I've done that round the neck with the molting comb, which is fine. I'm going to go over the body now with the coarse comb, which is slightly wider, just to check for matting, because I know his coat is really, really stuck. He's not the most happiest at being groomed. See? Alfie, dear me. So I'm going to carry on and do the full groom on him here now, and then we're going to tackle his body, because obviously I'm going to have to turn him over to get near his bum and get the clippers through all that muck. So I want him to build up a bit of trust with me before we go straight to the back end. So I'm going to carry on with the groom. I've just got his face looking nice and feeling a little bit more with it. So what we do with a cat that's not keen on being groomed, we're using the comb, which he was very vocal about when I've started. He's actually accepting this already. And then as a treat, I'm going over with the Zoom groom, which he's actually enjoying. Yes. And then I'll carry on with the comb, and then the treat with the Zoom groom. He just needs all his own oils coming through this coat, and he really needs his mum's help. So she's gonna try and do that every single day from now on, just to get this coat in tip-top condition, just to give Alfie the helping hand he needs. Right, so I'm going to carry on with that groom. Right, there you go, Alf. So with the help of Steve, because he's a big boy, we've managed to roll him onto his side and do a full belly clip. But what I've actually done as well, I've come quite high up his side to here, which you can see, because he was matted up here and up the hind leg, up the back of the front legs here and in front of the hind legs. So we've had to come quite high, but it doesn't matter because he's got the long fur to cover. So we've taken the entire, oh, there you go. I can lift him just, he is a heavy boy. Oh, you're a podgy one. And now I'm just going to go to the tail actually to do a bit of grooming on, because the tail's just as matted as the body. So I've got a ton of fur out of him. The comb just is not going through his coat at all.
Is that a different comb?
So what I'm doing, I'm using the coarse comb on the tail, because it's got more space between it and because I can't get through. So this, he needs grooming really every single day. To try and keep on top of this. And this is why he's a bit of a grump, I think, because deep underneath all this, it was thick knots and mats, and we've managed to get a lot of it away, thinned him down. You can see what's come off in there. And there's more on the floor. But if I can just sort of show you the tail. When you go into the tail, of course, you should be able to come through that, and his tail is just as matted. So I'm going to hold the end of the tail, and we're just going to start gently going through and teasing anything out we find, and we should eventually be able to get the comb through it. So it needs a blooming good thin out. So there you go. So that's going through now. So that's just what's come out the end of the tail, all dead hair. And now we'll carry on doing the next little bit, and I can feel knots in here. So, all right, mister, you've been a very good boy for me. You've been vocal, but you've been a good boy, haven't you? Hey? Yeah, very good. So it's just a case of doing little bits to get them clear of knots. Now here's you can see how it differs now. This is quite horrible. So this is all dead hair stuck. So we're just going to tease it, tease it, tease it. And because we're holding up here, we're actually holding the tail bone. All right, baby. All right, baby. I know you've been very good, haven't you? You've been a very good boy for me. Right, so there you go. So that's got rid of that big thick one. Comb's going through nicely. Another one on the back here. Okay, Alf. Okay, Alf. Good boy. Good boy. And again, to try and just get this one away from here. And that's through there. There you go. That's a nice tail there now, isn't it? Right. That's only a third of it, Alf. Next little bit. So this is why it takes a good... Oh, Alfie, come back here. Where do you think you're going? You trying to run off the table? Are you? Come on, settle yourself down. Good boy. Good boy. So when they're older cats, I do let them move round so they can reposition. And then we carry on. And what I'll tend to do, if he's getting a bit agitated with this one section, I'll go so far and then we'll go somewhere else. Good boy. What a matty tail. Hey, getting there though, aren't we? Hey, we're getting there. We are. Good boy. Right, so I'll give him a little break from that and we'll go and do a little bit more on the body. Let's come round here, Alf. So as I say, he's had the clip, the belly clip, so now we can sort of just start down here now with the groom. I have a, listen to that. Alfie. Alfie. Oh, you're a moaning Minnie, aren't you? A moaning Minnie. Alfie. Hey. But slowly that coat will start to come back to look like a normal cat. I mean, it's a big improvement already. He just feels very, very greasy. So you can see where we've clipped up to the sides here. Oh, Alfie. Alfie. I don't know. So once he's done today, this comb will go through him all over beautifully, and then it comes down to Mum continuing with the grooming, continuing with the comb to get through this coat. He will tolerate it more, And then, of course, the treat with the old Zoom. So he knows he's been a good boy. He's been very good, to be honest. He's just been vocal. Haven't you? Hey? I need to crack on and finish that tail. Don't I? Hey? I do. Good luck. There he is, Alfie. All finished. Still having a moan. So he's had the full belly and then a groom elsewhere. Still got loads of dandruff. Of course, we're not going to get rid of that with just grooming. But if Mum can work on him constantly as well, every single day, it will help him improve. And this coat is starting. You know, we've been on him over about an hour and a quarter we've been with him. And he's just starting to feel like a cat again with his coat. He's just starting to get a bit of that conditioning, his own essential oils coming through. And those oils actually protect them. When they go out, it protects them against the elements with the weather. But it also makes them feel like a cat should. All slinky, shiny. But we're getting there, aren't we, mister? Hey? So, with a little bit more effort from Mum, we'll have you looking like a superb, top star looking cat, won't we? Hey? Yes. What a good boy you've been, Alfie. Hey? Thank you very much.